Does IIT IIM tags matter?
They must be having something, only then they are there. And hence companies used to prefer such kind of IITs or IIMs to hire people because they know they have reached on to this level.
Recently, we have seen trends of TCS, Wipro or L&T or others. Why these big companies are hiring talent as a massy level in at such low salary base? I mean, what are they looking for?
They don't hire in ones or twos. They used to hire people in bulk. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. They are paying and they are teaching them as well. So there are a number of factors why they keep all these kind of salaries.
आप कैंडिडेट्स को रेफर करते हो इन कंपनीज, तो आप क्या ऐसे ट्रेड्स देखते हो दैट यू थिंक कि हाँ चलो ये he should be selected for this interview, particular interview?
He must be able to express what kind of knowledge he is having. Apart from technical things, उसके soft skills are very much important. He must be presentable, he must be articulate, he must be able to express himself, he must be able to work in a team environment, and he must be a cultural fit.
So how important a mentoring is and how a person can get a particular mentor in that field?
Mentor is very much required in your life. He is the person who will guide you through. अभी बहुत सारे चैनल्स अवेलेबल हैं, बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स हैं, सोशल मीडिया आपके पास में है, आपके पास में वेरियस यूट्यूब चैनल्स हैं जहाँ से आप ये सब चीज़ें सीख सकते हैं. ऑफलाइन बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं जो स्पेसिफिकली इस चीज़ को प्रमोट करती हैं.
आज का हमारा ये जो पॉडकास्ट है वो उन सारे स्टूडेंट्स और सारे वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स को देखना चाहिए जो स्विच ट्राई करना चाह रहे हैं और दे आर रियली वर्किंग हार्ड बट उनको कोई आउटकम नहीं मिल रहा है. हमारे जो गेस्ट हैं, ही इज बिजनेस हेड एट Ethos HR and he has 20+ years of experience in placement recruiting. He has placed over 70,000 students in various companies. इस पॉडकास्ट में हमने कैसे कंपनीज में जाना चाहिए, हाउ शुड बी द माइंडसेट ऑफ वर्किंग एंड व्हाट शुड बी द एरिया ऑफ लर्निंग एज वेल एज स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूविंग इन द कंपनीज, उसकी बात की है. हमने ऑल्सो इनसे TCS, विप्रो, टेक महिंद्रा ऐसी सारी लीडिंग कंपनीज की बात की है जहां पे इफ यू वांट टू गेट प्लेस्ड ही नोज द परफेक्ट अप्रोच टू गेट इन. सो डू वॉच दिस पॉडकास्ट टिल द एंड एंड एंजॉय आवर वीडियो. Hello sir, thank you so much for doing this podcast. Sir, let's first get our audience familiar with what Ethos is, what do you guys do there and all.
So Ethos is all about creating a sustainable value and visioned in 2002 by Mr. Hardik Shukla, who is our managing director. Started in a basement and now it has become powerhouse, employing more than 10,000 people. Primarily a HR consulting firm focusing on recruitment and payroll outsourcing. In this 24 years, we have catered to all size of companies, not only in India, but our reach is across globe. In fact, we have clients in USA, Europe, Canada, Australia, Singapore, China, Malaysia, whole Gulf region, Africa. It is more about empowering our clients and candidates both. In fact, we have to understand evolving needs of our clients and we have to act accordingly. It's not just placing candidates, getting requirements and placing candidates. We have to understand what exactly the need is. We have to understand what our candidates are looking for. We have to check, we have to adjust everything, and we have to give a right match to both of them so that they both can work together for a long time. And in fact, as I just told, if we talk about on numbers, so it's been 24 years now. More than 10,000 people are working on our payroll. More than 80,000 placements we have done in the last 24+ years, and reach, I have already told you, it is across globe. In fact.
Yeah. So sir, you have joined Ethos from 2004, right? So back then, CV would be shortlisted by AI. तो ऐसा किसी को thought आया भी नहीं होगा कि AI CV shortlist कर रहा होगा, then it will be going to the recruiters. तो तब कैसे आप ये सब मैनेज कर रहे थे of shortlisting and sending it to
so it was in late 2004 when I joined Ethos. In fact, it was very difficult time as far as recruitment is concerned. Forget about talking on AI. People were not thinking about AI, what AI is. In fact, very few job boards were available at that time. There were many companies those who were relying on this hard copy CVs. We had to take print of all those hard copies and then going at client place submitting CVs. Even mobile phones were new to India. In fact, at that time, so we had to just wait let's candidate reach at their home. Then we used to call them on landline. We used to talk to them. Sometimes we had to go at their workplaces to find out a right match. If we come to know, yes, this person we can have in such kind of companies, we had to go out to meet them. It was not very easy. Taking references, is what we were focusing more on that, as all the job portals were also trying to attract candidates to post their CVs on this on their job boards. In fact, so it was quite tough, quite challenging as well. But then plus point what Ethos was having, that we were from the very first day focusing on technology. So and we are one of the leading, or we can say pioneers as far as having adapting all this technology and all that. So we started collecting CVs in all that Word and PDF format. We started developing our own ERP at that time only, rather than just focusing only on typing on Excel and all that. This is what helped us in collecting data in a perfect manner, which down the line helped us in finding a right match to all of our candidates and clients.
So, sir, from starting in 2004 in a basement, right, to reaching at a point where you guys are now in touch with the service-based companies, top service-based companies and all. So, how did that happen?
So in fact, as I just told, we don't just focus on getting requirements and providing CVs. It's all about the kind of quality what you are delivering. See, I tell you, in this 24 years, we have never had anyone to business development. Whatever business what we are having, or top kind of clients what we are having, is only because of our quality work and dedication and our ethics what we are believing into. Helping various candidates in getting their dream job, helping clients in understanding the market, what exactly there are many startups as well, even forget about startups, we have helped so many companies when they were thinking of starting India operations. They came here, we help them in understanding what Indian market is, which kind of skill is available in Indian market. We did feasibility study for them. It was not because we were thinking about having a business down the line from them. It was just helping companies to have their office here in India, to helping them to grow. This helped us as well. So if you want to grow, you have to go extra mile, in fact, and you have to think in a holistic manner, rather than focusing only on business. And hence now whether you talk about any industry, whether it is IT industry, manufacturing, chemical, construction, banking, finance, stockbroking, we have clients in across industries, and that too all the leading brand name of India we have into working.
Sir, can you mention some leading service or companies that you have worked with?
Yeah, so if you talk about IT, then it is TCS, Wipro, Capgemini, L&T, IBM, Mastech, Zensar, all these leading brand name we have worked with. In non-IT, all these Adani, Reliance, Aditya Birla Group, Godrej Group, all these. In banking, finance, stockbroking, if we talk about, then it is whether it is HDFC Bank, IndusInd Bank, Bandhan Bank, Kotak Bank, all this we have worked in. Stockbroking, all this MOSL you talk about, or some sort of NBFCs also, leading brand name we have worked.
Yeah. So, sir, you mentioned earlier that you have helped people of starting their business in India to now serving people that have grown already, what is the difference between giving candidates or the traits that company look out between both? If a company is at the startup level or it is at a global level, what is the difference?
See, usually the company which is already established, that again, like big company and small company, those who are already established, they used to have some fixed set of skills, technologies, and criterias, and they want to hire people on such kind of criteria only. While as far as startups are concerned, they are altogether different sort of things, wherein they want to have people, those apart from technology, those who are having willingness to take other assignments as well. They used to prefer all rounders rather than focusing only on one thing. If we talk about some big names, those who used to hire people, or else let's say give you an example, there may be big names those who may be hiring only front end people or maybe only back end people, while if you talk about startup, they would prefer someone as a full stack one. Parallelly, they would be expecting this person to interact with client, like doing multiple things, while in well established companies, they used to have set processes, they used to define a area wherein this person would be working upon. So that is the major difference, like and parallelly, like I mean, their growth path is always a different than a startup. In startup, like usually they don't have some defined structure, like this is how like will be able to grow and all that. Of course, they used to have vision that we have to reach, but then like slowly and gradually, like they create, I mean, all such kind of things. But in well established company, you have to follow the path what they have already defined.
Sir, recently we have seen trends of TCS, Wipro, or L&T, or other top service based companies, that the average package or the maximum candidates that are getting packages of is of just 3.5 or 4 lakhs on in the initial stage as a fresher, right? So why these big companies are hiring talent as a massy level in at such low salary base? I mean, what are they looking for?
So here, this is what I used to tell to all the freshers or other people those who are starting their career. Don't focus on salary during initial 5 years. Focus only on learning. Money is a byproduct. If you know the things, you need not to go in the market and look for a job. You will automatically get attracted by client. I mean, companies, those would be chasing you. Yeah, this is the person I want in my company. To answer your question, what you have just asked, like as far as salaries are concerned, like all these big names, they don't hire in ones or twos. They used to hire people in bulk, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, right? Yes. They can't keep it like I mean, per person, like they can't give like 1 lakh, 2 lakh package. Correct. Moreover, as they used to hire fresher in bulk, they have their own training centers, wherein they train all these people. So first 6 months, few companies used to have 3 months timelines. You are having 6 months timeline wherein they used to train them. This is again their expense only. They are paying and they are teaching them as well technology, right? After that, they assess them that yes, this is kind of technology in which he can be fitting into. They place that person there. There are few like chances wherein they used to, I mean, then that they have got some requirement from any of our client, wherein client is looking for a billable sort of resource. But then again, because the experience is 0 to 1 year, their margin is quite low. So there are a number of factors like why they keep all these kind of salaries. But on top of that, as I just told you, this is what my personal belief is. Initially, one should not look for having I mean or like this higher salary or something like that. One should not chase to all this package and all that. One should focus on learning the things.
Yeah, so after the training period that the company gives, and the assessment happens. So are they firing people, or they just let them do continue the training and adapt the cream that have they gotten after that?
So it's not about their interview process is stringent, wherein like they don't hire anyone, right? So whomsoever they are taking interview, that person has to go through entire process. They have to clear interview, only then that person come on board. So usually it doesn't happen like that after training they used to fire them. That person get adjusted in some or other project.
Correct. Sir, we have seen that the eastern region is adapting a lot of trends from the western, that are the western region that is going there. People in the western region are focusing more on getting mentoring or having a mentor in life on a particular field that they want to grow. And in India also, people or the big CEOs are talking about that everyone should have a particular mentor. So how important a mentoring is, and how a person can get a particular mentor in that field?
It is, one should always have a mentor in his life. He can be a father, he can be your friend, he can be your boss, or he can be your mother or anyone else. Mentor is very much required in your life. He is the person who will guide you through in your good phases, in your bad phase of life. Like he always helps you in your professional life, in your personal life. Like you always look for someone, like I mean, with whom you can talk all these things, and who can guide you. So that is very much required. That is what I personally believe into.
सर जैसे अगर एक पर्टिकुलर नीश पे फोकस करते हैं, इफ अ पर्सन वांट्स टू डू सेल्स, बट उसको अगर किसी टीयर सी कॉल से पढ़ना पड़ा, एंड नाउ इफ ही रियली वांट्स टू लर्न सेल्स फ्रॉम बिग बिग जायंट्स और समथिंग एल्स, तो भी पहले कनेक्शन बनाना ही उसके लिए डिफिकल्ट होगा टू लेट देम स्पीक विद अदर पीपल्स कि हाँ कोई गाइड कर दे मुझे, या इफ आई शेयर माई प्रॉब्लम्स विद देम ही विल बी एबल टू गाइड. तो उस टाइम पे जब पीयर अगर टीयर 3 से अगर हो, तो वो लोग कैसे कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं विद द अदर पर्सन्स थ्रू प्लेटफॉर्म्स, थ्रू कम्युनिटीज, व्हाट इज मोर प्रेफरेबल?
सो अभी बहुत सारे चैनल्स अवेलेबल हैं, बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स हैं, सोशल मीडिया आपके पास में है, आपके पास में वेरियस यूट्यूब चैनल्स हैं जहाँ से आप ये सब चीज़ें सीख सकते हैं. देन बहुत सारे फोरम्स हैं, जैसे इंस्टीट्यूट्स में लाइक अलग अलग चैनल्स होते हैं कि जहाँ पे ग्रुप्स होते हैं. उसके अलावा ऑफलाइन बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं जो स्पेसिफिकली इस चीज़ को प्रमोट करती हैं. सारी सिटीज़ में यूजुअली लाइक मंथ में एक बार मीटिंग्स होती है जहाँ पर सब लोग अपने रेलेवेंट इंडस्ट्री फील्ड वाले लोग इकट्ठा होते हैं, उस टॉपिक पे बात करते हैं, राइट. सो वहाँ पर आप अटेंड कर सकते हैं और सीख सकते हैं चीज़ें.
तो सर ऐसी कोई वेस्टर्न ट्रेंड्स, कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेंड्स जो आपको दिख रहे हो, एंड इफ यू वांट दैट टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट इन इंडिया एज वेल, कि पब्लिक भी, जैसे कोई भी अगर कैंडिडेट है तो उसको भी सीखनी चाहिए दैट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द वेस्टर्न रीजन लाइक यूएस, अमेरिका?
नहीं, सो दिस इज व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट, कि आपको समझना होगा कि मार्केट में क्या चल रहा है अभी, एंड यू हैव टू बी फ्यूचर रेडी. आई गिव वन एग्जांपल. जैसे कि अभी टेस्ला ड्राइवरलेस कार बना रहा है, राइट. अब आप सोचिए कि वो अगर इंडिया में आ गई तो फिर क्या होगा?
इट वुड बी अ बिग डिजास्टर.
ठीक है. क्या जितने भी ड्राइवर्स हैं वो अपना जॉब खो देंगे, या कुछ और होगा उनके साथ, राइट? इट्स नॉट समथिंग कि अभी उनको ये सब छोड़ देना चाहिए, नहीं मैं ड्राइविंग फील्ड छोड़ दूंगा. बट आपको ये सीखना होगा कि आप कैसे उस सिचुएशन में अपने आप को एडेप्ट कर पाएंगे. अभी जिस तरीके से एआई सारी चीज़ें इवॉल्व हो रही हैं एआई के थ्रू, राइट. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हर कोई अपनी जॉब खो देगा. लॉन्ग बैक जब कंप्यूटर नए नए थे इंडिया में, सब लोग बात कर रहे थे कंप्यूटर आएगा तो फिर जॉब चली जाएगी, बहुत सारे जॉब चले जाएंगे, बिकॉज कंप्यूटर ये कर देगा, कंप्यूटर वो वाला काम कर देगा. क्या हुआ? अभी लोगों के पास जॉब नहीं है बिकॉज ऑफ कंप्यूटर, रादर ज़्यादा है लोगों के पास,
ज़्यादा जॉब्स,
राइट. जब सॉफ्टवेयर आए, लेट मी गिव यू वन एग्जांपल ऑफ टेली सॉफ्टवेयर, जो अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर है, फेमस है। उसके अलावा बहुत सारे अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर थे। जब वो मार्केट में आए तो क्या हुआ कि अकाउंटेंट की जॉब ही नहीं रही। ऐसा नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम उनको हुआ, ऐसे अकाउंटेंट्स को कि जो कंप्यूटर नहीं सीखना चाहते थे। राइट। सो आपको ऑलवेज वो चीज देखनी है कि मार्केट में क्या चल रहा है। हम इंडिया में बैठे हैं, इंडिया में क्या चल रहा है, बाहर के कंट्रीज में क्या चल रहा है, हमारे फील्ड से रिलेटेड क्या क्या चीजें नई आ रही हैं मार्केट में, या लोग आगे क्या बात कर रहे हैं कि आज से 20 साल बाद, 25 साल बाद क्या होने वाला है, और उसके लिए हम अपने आप को कैसे रेडी कर सकते हैं। आपको मैं एग्जांपल देता हूं, अभी मैं दुबई गया था, वहां पर एक फ्यूचर सिटी है। फ्यूचर सिटी में ये बताया कि 2071 में हम लोग किस लेवल पे जाएंगे, क्या करेंगे। तो लोग तो आज से 50 साल बाद की चीजें सोच रहे हैं, और आप अगर केवल प्रेजेंट में ही रहेंगे तो आपका फ्यूचर अच्छा नहीं होने वाला है। तो आपको ऑलवेज इस चीज पे सोचना है कि आगे अगर मुझे 50 साल तक या 60 साल तक काम करना है आगे, तो मुझे अपने आप में क्या स्किल डेवलप करनी होंगी, या अभी मैं ये हूँ और आगे जो चीजें आ रही हैं नई, तो उसके हिसाब से मैं अपने आप को क्या नई चीज सीखूं, कैसे अपने आप को इवॉल्व करूं कि मैं उस चीज में एडेप्ट हो सकूं और मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं फेस हो। और ये केवल जॉब करने वाले पर ही एप्लीकेबल नहीं है, बिजनेस पर भी एप्लीकेबल है। राइट। बिजनेस में नई नई चीजें आ रही हैं। अभी कोई कंपनी अगर एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट बना रही है कि जहां पर आगे लगता है कि इसका एआई आकर ये वाली चीज मेरी पूरी हटाई देगा, तो क्या वो अपनी कंपनी बंद कर दे? उसको एआई के हिसाब से अपना प्रोडक्ट को ट्रांसफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा कि अगर एआई में ये चीज आती है तो भी मेरा प्रोडक्ट इस हिसाब से काम करेगा। सो दिस इज एप्लीकेबल ऑन ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन हु इज ऑन दिस अर्थ।
करेक्ट। अभी मैं कंपनी विजिट पे गया था, तो मेरे बाजू में एक वहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय थे, तो दे वर डिज़ाइनिंग वेबसाइट्स। तो मैंने उनको बोला कि कितनी लंबी प्रोसेस हो गई अब तो, कि पहले वेबसाइट को डिज़ाइन करो, फिर उसको कोड में डालो और वो। बट देन ही टोल्ड मी कि एक्चुअली वो वेबसाइट डिज़ाइन नहीं कर रहे थे, वो जैसे ही एक डिज़ाइन या फिर एक पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट को मतलब एक फ्रेम कर रहे थे, तो वो बनती जा रही थी। सो आई आस्क्ड हिम कि कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर है, तो ही सेड कि ओडू से व्हेन यू जस्ट पिकअप द डिज़ाइन, आपके पास अगर कुछ माइंड में बना हुआ है कि वेबसाइट ऐसी दिखनी है, तो वो डायरेक्ट पाइथन में कोड करते ही जाएगा। तो आई थॉट कि नाउ व्हाट आर पीपल डूइंग इन फ्रंट एंड, कि क्या कर रहे हैं लोग ऐसा। सो इवन आई थॉट कि हाँ, पीपल आर लूजिंग जॉब्स एट दैट मोमेंट, बट इट इज़ करेक्ट कि इवॉल्विंग इज़ अ बेटर ऑप्शन। सर, टीसीएस या जितनी भी कंपनीज हैं, तो अभी के टाइम में कैसा चल रहा है कि पीपल रियली वांट कि उनके सीवी में या उनके लिंक्डइन पे बड़े बड़े टैग्स दिखे कि दे आर वर्किंग इन टीसीएस और दे आर वर्किंग इन टेक महिंद्रा। तो वो प्रेशर की वजह से पीपल आर adopting or are working for lower salaries after experience as well. So is it correct to work in that companies, or you should switch every 2 years ताकि आपको हाइक अच्छा मिले, ऐसा कुछ आफ्टर एक्सपीरियंस, आफ्टर 4-5 years?
हाँ, तो ये अगेन पर्सन टू पर्सन डिपेंड करता है और आपके पर्सपेक्टिव पर डिपेंड करता है कि आप क्या चाहते हो। बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो एक जगह अगर अपने घर से 5 किलोमीटर दूर जाकर आएंगे तो भी वो सोशल मीडिया पर डाल देंगे, राइट, कि मैं आज यहाँ पर घूमा। बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो 4 कंट्री घूम के आएंगे और फिर भी कहीं पर पब्लिकली नहीं बताएंगे। उसी तरीके से जॉब में भी है, आपको क्या दिखाना है या नहीं दिखाना है। आई गिव यू माई एग्जाम्पल। जब मैंने इथोस ज्वाइन किया, इथोस वाज इन वेरी नासेंट स्टेज, आई वाज द ओनली एम्प्लॉय। मैंने अगर ये सोचा होता कि इथोस में कोई है ही नहीं तो मैं क्यों ज्वाइन करूं, तो शायद आज इथोस के साथ में मेरी ग्रोथ नहीं हुई होती। राइट। इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि मैंने वो देखा कि कंपनी के जो फाउंडर है उनका विजन क्या है, वो किस तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं और कंपनी को कहाँ तक ले जाना चाहते हैं। मैंने उनके साथ में सिंक में काम किया, मैंने चीजें सीखी। राइट। तो आज हम लोग ये लेवल पे खड़े हैं कि जहां पर इथोस इज अ लिमिटेड कंपनी फ्रॉम अ पार्टनरशिप फर्म। राइट। तो ये चीज हर एक पर एप्लीकेबल है कि उसको क्या करना है, उसको केवल ब्रांड नेम देखना है या ये देखना है कि मुझे क्या सीखने मिल रहा है यहाँ पर, और मैं अगर यहाँ पर रहा तो मेरी क्या ग्रोथ हो सकती है। सो ये पर्सनल चॉइस है, जो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है इस पर कमेंट करना, तो बट देन पर्सन टू पर्सन डिपेंड करती है।
हाँ, so for you particularly, you think that loyalty towards a company matters the more, and learning or identifying the vision matters the more, correct?
यस एग्जैक्टली। सी आपको आप पर डिपेंड कर, नोबडी वांट्स टू लूज आई मीन गुड एम्प्लॉय, टू बी फ्रैंक। मैं ये बोलता हूँ कि आपको एक बार पता चल गया कि आप इस जॉब में हैं, आप फुल डेडिकेशन के साथ में उसमें काम कीजिए। कीप इंटरेक्टिंग विथ योर सुपीरियर, कीप टेकिंग योर फीडबैक कि मैं कैसा कर रहा हूँ। बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि इतने पैसे में तो इतना ही काम होता है। दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम व्हाट आई मीन थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर हैविंग। आपको डेडिकेशन के साथ में काम करना है, आपको क्या मिल रहा है उसको आप भूल जाओ। आप जो भी काम करोगे, आप अभी अगर 5 घंटे काम कर रहे हो, उसके बजाय आप 10 घंटे अगर काम करोगे, वो बाकी के 5 घंटे आपने जो एक्स्ट्रा काम किया उससे आपको कुछ सीखने मिल रहा है, आपकी स्किल डेवलप हो रही है। ऑफ कोर्स कंपनी को तो आप दे ही रहे, लेकिन आपको सीखने मिल रहा है, राइट। और कंपनी भी देख रही है कि हाँ ये बंदा क्या कर रहा है, क्या चीज हमें दे रहा है, राइट। तो दिस इज हाउ यू ग्रो विद इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन।
तो सर, इफ जैसे कि अगर आपकी जगह कोई अगर एक एवरेज अभी कोई कैंडिडेट हो, इफ ही इज इन 22-21 एंड इफ ही इज स्टार्टिंग हिज कॉर्पोरेट करियर, तो शुड रियली पीपल टारगेट दी टैग, ताकि अगर आगे जाके अगर उनको अगर कुछ अच्छी जॉब चाहिए या अच्छा हाइक चाहिए, सैलरी हाइक, तो एवरीवन थिंक्स, सब जगह यही चल रहा है कि अगर आप टीसीएस में हो और आप अगर कोई भी अलग कंपनीज में हो, तो पीपल विल वैल्यू यू मोर। जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल अभी कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स भी हो गए, कोई अगर टियर 3 कॉलेज से हो और कोई अगर IIT IIM से हो, तो पीपल विल इनिशियली थिंक कि हाँ अगर कोई IIT IIM से है तो आई वुड हायर हिम, व्हाई शुड आई हायर द अदर पर्सन। तो उस मोमेंट पे क्या टैग को प्रायोरिटाइज करना चाहिए ताकि करियर ग्रोथ अच्छा मिल पाए, या वहाँ पे अगर अगर ऐसी कंपनीज अगर मिल गई तो वहाँ पे भी लर्निंग अच्छा होगा, पीयर अच्छा होगा? तो व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन दैट?
नहीं तो मैं ये मानता हूँ कि अगेन ये पर्सनल चॉइस है, बट हमको ये ऑलवेज देखना चाहिए कि यहाँ पर मैं अगर मेरा करियर स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ, तो क्या ये मेरी करियर एस्पिरेशंस के अलाइंड है या फिर नहीं है। अगर मुझे यहाँ पर जाना है तो ये कंपनी में किस टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट पे मुझे काम करने मिलेगा, किस टाइप की चीज़ मुझे सीखनी मिलेगी, और मुझे क्या आगे ग्रोथ मिलने वाली है, रैपिड ग्रोथ होने वाली है या मेरी ग्रोथ स्लो होगी, छोटी कंपनी है या मिड साइज है या स्टार्टअप है। वहाँ पर मैं अगर ज्वाइन करता हूँ, अगर उसके पास 5-6 ऑप्शन है, देन ही कैन असेस कि मैं यहाँ पे ज्वाइन करता हूँ तो आगे मुझे क्या चीज़ सीखने मिलेगी, कैसे मेरा ग्रोथ होगा। अब वो ग्रोथ हर चीज़ में होता है, आप पैसे के हिसाब से देख लो, आपको क्या सैलरी मिलने वाली है, या आगे जाकर मैं कहाँ तक पहुँच सकता हूँ। डेजिग्नेशन वाइज आप देख सकते हो कि अगर मैं यहाँ पर आज यहाँ पे ज्वाइन करता हूँ तो आगे जाके मैं कहाँ तक पहुँच सकता हूँ इफ आई स्टे हियर फॉर 5 years 10 years। I will not prefer a such kind of concept wherein people used to look for a new opportunity after every 2 years or 3 years। आपको एक कंपनी में अगर ग्रो करना है तो आपको थोड़ा टाइम तो देना होगा वहाँ पर, और सेम है, कंपनी भी देखती है कि हाँ ये यहाँ पर रहकर कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, तो कंपनी उसको ग्रोथ देती है। तो वो दोनों ओर से है कि आपको भी एफर्ट डालने हैं और कंपनी विल आल्सो सी। अब ये है कि जैसे बहुत बड़ी कंपनी है कि जहाँ पर रोल सब कुछ डिफाइंड है, मिड साइज की कंपनी है कि जहाँ पर एक लिमिटेड स्कोप इन द सेंस ऑफ लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ पीपल है कि जहाँ पर आप शायद ज़्यादा आगे बढ़ सकते हो, या स्टार्टअप है कि जहाँ पर आपको कुछ चीज़ें एक्स्ट्रा भी करनी पड़ेंगी बियॉन्ड आपकी जो टेक्निकल कैपेबिलिटी है। तो ये आपकी विलिंगनेस पे किस टाइप का चैलेंज आप लेना चाहते हो, किस टाइप के एनवायरनमेंट में आप ग्रो होना चाहते हो।
करेक्ट। सर जब आप कैंडिडेट्स को रेफर करते हो इन कंपनीज, तो आप क्या ऐसे ट्रेट्स देखते हो दैट यू थिंक कि हाँ चलो ये ही शुड बी सिलेक्टेड फॉर दिस इंटरव्यू, पर्टिकुलर इंटरव्यू, नॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि उसके एक्सटर्नल कैपेबिलिटीज क्या है और उसकी क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है, ऑन बेस ऑफ द इंटरनल कैपेबिलिटीज दैट व्हाट ही शुड हैव, व्हाट ट्रेट्स ही शुड हैव?
So most important thing is like he must be able to express what kind of knowledge he is having. Apart from technical things, uske soft skills are very much important. He must be presentable, he must be articulate, he must be able to express himself, he must be able to work in a team environment, and he must be a cultural fit. At times it has happened that people from a very big professional companies have joined a small companies and they had to leave, not because they were not technical competent, but because they were cultural misfit. So here in Ethos we focus on to that, like that we first understand company, its culture, the kind of growth opportunity, the kind of projects what they are working on to, and we try to get relevant candidates, and we check in candidates as well on all those kind of aspects.
So sir, would these also be applicable to candidates that are from IIT IIMs?
Of course, of course.
So even
अभी मैं आपको एक आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक नेम, बट रिसेंटली एक कंपनी है कि जहाँ पर एक बहुत ही सीनियर लेवल पर एक बंदे को लिया था. ही वाज वर्किंग आउट ऑफ इंडिया. उनको एक लीडरशिप लेवल पर, CXO लेवल पर उनको ऑफर किया. ही जॉइंड हियर. Within 6 months he had to leave because he was a cultural misfit. उनकी कैपेबिलिटी में कोई डाउट नहीं था. He was capable enough for the role for which he was hired, but he could not get adjusted in the kind of culture or in the kind of environment what company was having. So he had to resign immediately. So it's not about के IIM या फिर IIT में पढ़े हैं तो फिर like he can be a good fit. आपको पर्टिकुलर पर्सन को असेस करना होगा. यू विल हैव टू सी वेदर ही कैन बी अ फिट इनटू दिस पर्टिकुलर रोल और नॉट ओनली फ्रॉम टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम बट फ्रॉम all these kind of aspects as well.
सर हायरिंग प्रोसेस में क्या ये चेंज आया है कि पीपल आर नाउ फोकसिंग मोर ऑन द स्किल्स और द कैपेबिलिटीज रादर देन कंसीडरिंग द टीयर ऑफ द कॉलेज? क्या अभी चेंज आया है फ्रॉम द पास्ट डेकेड और सो?
So change as far as like big names are concerned, see always like people used to prefer candidates from leading colleges and all these IITs and IIMs. But then there are many companies those who focus more on skills, what kind of knowledge, what kind of skills that person is having, and they used to hire. But then there are many companies those who focus on academics, those who focus on colleges from where he is passed out. So it is changing, but then there are few companies who focus only on this, and they used to like go behind them.
Sir, how much does a CV of a person matter in hiring or recruiting?
CV gives a sort of reflection what you have done. Nowadays there are many tools like which can give you a very super fantastic sort of CV. But then one person should mention everything whatever he has done so far in his CV, which shows his capability. That yes, this is what I have done, and this is what into I am expert. That will help in getting called for interview, and in interview like further, I mean he can be explored.
So sir, should CV be company specific or it should be generalized, for using for every company?
See, to a fresher, or experienced person who has been applying in multiple companies, it is not possible for that person to have number of CVs.
Hmm.
One CV should be generalized, what he can keep, if at all, because every CV, like if he's into sales, he would be having all these sales related, like things mentioned in his CV. If he's a technical person, maybe IT person, he must have mentioned all these IT skills and technologies and all that, and he would be applying for that particular role only. So no need to change CVs. You have to refine your CV only if any company is having some specific requirement.
Hmm.
That if you have worked on .NET technology, but we want to understand how many projects you have done in Angular and .NET, then you have to highlight that fact.
Hmm.
Else you are just applying, then no need to do that. If a salesperson who is applying for a job, but then there are specific requirement that in our kind of industries, what kind of work you have done, then you have to modify your CV according to their need, else not.
So, sir, what should be the order of, things mentioning in CV? Like, should they mention qualifications first, or should they mention skills first? What should be the ideal order that if you are reading a CV, you think that, yeah, this is a complete CV?
So first, uh, below name you can mention your all these, like contact detail, email ID, your LinkedIn profile, your contact number. No need to mention whole address, but you can just mention the location where you are.
Hmm.
At least that helps us, like in finding the right match for you. If you are ready to relocate, you can just mention in brackets, yes, I am ready to relocate anywhere, or else
Hmm.
you can mention that preferred location. Then you can mention the area in which you are strong, rather than just putting content that I want to contribute in an organization wherein like I can grow my skill. Or don't mention such kind of thing. You just mention you what are the skills you are good into.
Hmm.
You just have to mention that. Later on, you can mention the company's designation, tenure, everything, and then you can start mentioning your skills, ability, the kind of projects you have done, the kind of experience what you are having in all those kind of companies. And then comes this your education. Once you have experience, your 10 12 don't matter, so you need not to mention whole starting from 10 12 and everything. You just need to mention your last qualification, and then you can put, like if you have some sort of certifications, or you have some extracurricular activities, all that you can mention.
So this was the great point. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि लोग just apply कर देते हैं, but they don't mention that do they really want to relocate or not. But ये सही point था.
नहीं तो उसमें क्या होता है कि रिक्रूटर्स आपको कॉल ही नहीं करेंगे अगर आपने, देयर आर नंबर ऑफ पीपल दो जस्ट राइट देयर नेम, ईमेल आईडी एंड कॉन्टेक्ट नंबर. रिक्रूटर को पता ही नहीं होता कि बंदा कहाँ पर है. राइट अभी कोई बंदा बैठा है बेंगलोर में, आपके पास में सीवी आ रहा है और अहमदाबाद की एक कंपनी में ओपनिंग है और वो दे आर प्रेफरिंग लोकल कैंडिडेट्स ओनली, तो रिक्रूटर विल नॉट गिव देम अ कॉल. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, मैं जो पॉइंट्स हाईलाइट करने की बात बोल रहा था वो इस तरीके से भी एप्लीकेबल होती है कि जैसे कोई कंपनी में चाहिए हमको टेक लीड या टीम लीड चाहिए हो, ठीक है. अब आपको वहां पर मेंशन, अगर आप सीनियर सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर है बट अगर आप 2-3 लोग की टीम हैंडल कर रहे हैं तो आपको वहां पे मेंशन करना पड़ेगा, राइट. एल्स योर सीवी विल नेवर गेट कंसिडर्ड फॉर टीम लीड पोजीशन, राइट. क्योंकि वो टीम लीड में कंपनी यूज्ड टू लुक फॉर के वी आर लुकिंग फॉर समवन हु इज हैविंग एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ लीडिंग टीम, बट यू हैव नॉट मेंशन. Your CV will not even will pass the screening process even. Right. So, and in other kind of roles, whether it's non tech role, you have to highlight the points, like what are the contributions you have made to your company. It's not just that I did this, I did this, I did this. You have to mention. If you are into sales role, you have to mention how you help companies in growing to next level. What are your contributions? This kind of business what I have brought into, this kind of clients I have no need to mention client name and everything, but at least like you can mention
what contribution they
yes,
particular have.
yes. This is how you get more chances of having interview.
Okay. Sir, in an era where AI is shortlisting CVs, on initial phase. Then also recruiters are also reviewing them. But what are the points that a candidate needs to take care of?
Yes, so important thing is there are many tools available in the market which gives you your CV score.
Hmm.
Your CV should get through that AI one before it reaches to recruiter's hand. AI used to screen all those kind of CVs. So you have to understand the requirement, what kind of requirement this client is having. There are many tools through which candidates use to make or prepare their CV. Don't use all these, I mean, this tables and some JZ format and this all kind of pictures and all that. Keep it very simple, right? And second thing what you have to do is like you have to use all these kind of tools just to check how much competent your CV is. Will it be able to get through that ATS or not? You focus on more on keywords, the kind of skills what you have worked upon.
Correct. So now, sir, let's consider a situation. If a particular, let's consider a student in this situation. If he is in his second year or third year, and he is not sure in which field he wants to go. So, what according to you will be the ideal roadmap of how he should first analyze what he is good into, then what steps he should follow so that he can get into a good company. Initially, we can neglect the salary, as you said, that is very important to learn more. But how he can get to a company where he is having a good level of peer, so he can, learn more.
So that person will have to identify. See, nowadays BE, BTech, all these MBAs have become minimum qualification. What earlier used to be a normal graduate. But one has to identify what that person is good into.
Hmm.
Even if you are pursuing MBA, gone are the days when this BE BTech person has to do only coding. Now there are many ways.
Hmm.
He can go into marketing. He can go into this project management. He can go into this sales kind of role. He can opt for this marketing kind of role. He can go into UI UX field. He can become a business analyst. There are number of opportunities which are available. So that person he will have to identify what is his core strength, what his interest lies into, and he should focus on to that. And parallelly, he has to, apart from whatever he is studying, he should start learning all these kind of things from various social medias by attending all these offline sort of seminars, attending various webinars as well, and talking to all kind of industry experts that this is what my, talking to his professor if someone is studying that this is my interest area, what should I do, what else I can learn to excel into this. And definitely nowadays there are, because this internet which is having and this AI tools wherein he can get so much of information about the kind of field in which he want to excel.
So, sir, if a student is particularly studying in BCom, he, according to the parental pressure or his academics, he went into BCom. And now, if in third year he really got aware that he has some skills in programming. So, if he wants to now shift to a tech field, should he really do that in initial level, or should he consider a company to get a job first and then try for a switch?
See, it is how he will come to know that I am good in programming. If he is pursuing his BCom, how he will come to know that I am good in programming until he has done something.
If he has practiced in second year some programming skills, he get fascinated then after.
Maybe so fascination is altogether different thing. I am fascinated with cricket, but I cannot go into cricket field. Right? I will not be having any future. I prefer listening music, right? But I cannot become singer. Right? So one will have to identify that on which level he is having interest is different thing, and making career is altogether different thing. Now when there are number of people, thousands of BTechs are available, right? if he is pursuing BCom and at the same time there are a number of B Techs are coming out of college, what will be his future if he pursue this kind of course into computer science? He must be able to analyze all these things. Still, if he thinks no, this is the field where I have to go, he should opt for relevant courses. There are many institutes those who are, I mean, imparting training on such kind of courses.
Okay. So, sir, now we will discuss some 5-7 points and we'll bifurcate them into are they really a myth or it is a factual thing. So, the first point is startups pays more than MNC, or maybe we can say the top MNCs.
So it is not the case. In fact, we cannot say whether it is myth or fact. There are few startups, those who are already funded are paying good. There are few startups, those who are in very nascent stage, those cannot pay that much of higher salary. So it vary from company to company, and that too well established. If you talk about well established companies as well, it's not so like in very all the kind of companies are paying, I mean, this higher kind of salary. So it vary from company to company.
Okay. HR ghost candidates if they are not able to say no.
So usually like in most of the cases, like HR used to tell that you are not shortlisted. If at all it is forced by candidate, that give me the reason why I could not clear the interview, or what was the reason like I am not getting selected. Then it is rather possible that HR can tell like I will get back to you, and because until they get any some sort of feedback from the concerned technical person, then he may continue keep saying that I will get back to, I will get back to, else I will not blame HR that I mean they
But sir,
don't get
isn't
back.
giving a feedback a good thing? It may impact a person's future if he really takes it seriously.
Of course, there are many companies those who have started following this,
Hmm.
but then there are, let's say, like a walk-in drives in which around hundreds of people, I mean, candidates have attended interview and only 10 have got shortlisted. So, giving individual feedback to 90 candidates, it
Is a
becomes
difficult thing.
difficult. But then there are most of the companies those who are giving this constructive feedback.
Getting into TCS is easy, but growing there is a difficult thing.
Again, it depend on person's ability, capability, the kind of efforts what he is putting into. Of course, all these big companies used to have a set process, like that this is the process what you have to follow to reach on to that level. But then there are few exceptions as well, wherein people have grown like tremendously within organization.
Are you aware of some people that have grown, and you can share some points that may a candidate think relevant for him to grow in that company?
See, it was like depend on particular skill as well, like and moreover, as while we were discussing on that current starting package as well, like there are certain niche area or niche technology wherein companies have hired people on more than what they used to give to a fresher as well, and that person has got promoted tremendously because the kind of skill, the kind of ability what that person was working upon. So sometime like depend on the kind of technology, the kind of expertise what that person is having. Else, if you talk about normal, I mean, history of a company, then if they have set process, if you talk about big company, then person have to go through every stage.
Everyone should switch their jobs after every 2 years to get a good hike. I mean, you would be the better person to answer this, as you are from 2004 to 2025, 23 years you are in the same company working as same thing. So how is it a true thing?
No, I don't find it like that every 2 years one should change. As I just told you, if you are putting your best efforts, if you are doing everything what company is looking for, if you are adding value in your job, if you are doing the same thing what others are doing, of course you will not be able to grow. If you are doing something different, if you are putting some extra value, then everyone observes, and this is how you can be different than mass, and you can grow. And in that case you need not to change your job every 2 years.
So for you, loyalty matters.
loyalty, commitment, you have to put some extra what valuation you are giving. So it's not only about loyalty. You may stay in a company for 15 years, but you can be on the same level if you are not able to put some or else give some value addition to your company. If you are not a partner in the growth of a company, you can never grow. If you are doing the same thing what you are doing today, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 5 years, if you are doing the same thing, why company will give you growth? You have to do something extra to reach on to a next level. You must be learning something new. You must be contributing in the growth of or success of company. You must be coming up with some new ideas every time.
Correct.
Only then you will be able to grow. Else you will continue doing the same thing what you are doing on the first day. And this is what I used to tell to every person. What is the difference you found in yourself when you are having 1 year experience, when you are having 2 years experience, when you are having 3 years, or so on? You have to analyze yourself. If you are not doing the same thing what you were doing earlier, then you have all chances of growth. Else what you were doing at that time, what you are doing currently, what you are doing after 5 years, then why should I hire someone in 5 years of experience? I can hire a 1 year experience only. He will also be doing the same kind of thing. You must be able to learn.
Correct.
So when I started, as I am a computer science graduate, I started doing IT recruitment. Then I thought of exploring other things. I started working on non-tech companies as well. Engineering, pharma, construction, banking, finance, stockbroking, right? If I learn everything, if I know every nitty-gritty of every industry, how this industry works, only then I'll be able to handle team who is having expertise in different kind of industry. The same is applicable to IT industry, the same is applicable. What is the plant head in a manufacturing setup of company? Who can be a CEO of that plant? Who is having experience and knowledge of each and every vertical? If someone is into only accounting, whole life he will be into accounting. But if someone who is starting from a shop floor and who is gradually learning this, how this accounting function works, how this supply chain teams work, how this production team works, how HR team works, how procurement team works, how sales team works, only then that person will be able to become a CEO, because he is having understanding of each and every function. And he will be able to, only then he will be considered as a boss. You cannot consider a boss who does not know anything about your function. Right? If you think yes, he is the person who knows everything about my function, who can guide me if I am stuck up somewhere, who can tell me that I am trying to make him fool, he must be able to understand whether I am right or wrong. Only then that person will be considering that person as a boss, else not.
Correct.
So from the very first day, like this is what the gist is, what I want to convey from the very first day. Learning is the key. From the very first day. Learning from all the aspects. Whether you read newspaper, you will be learning a lot. You are watching TV, the kind of content what you are seeing, you will be able to, you have to find out what is the learning in it, whether I have learned something out of it or not. Of course entertainment is very much important part. There are few, like at times, like when you just have to like put your mind somewhere else and just like watch, that is very much important. But then you have to constantly keep learning. You can learn from anyone, everywhere, from everywhere you can learn. If you are learning, then you will be able to grow. If you are keeping restricted to a particular function only, then you will be able to excel in that particular function only. That is very slow paced. But if you keep learning, if you keep checking what is going on in the market, where this world is moving, what are the future trends, right, you will be able to, like speak to people. and this is how like people will come to know that you know this as well, you have ability, you are learning things, you will be able to grow.
IIT IIM tags matter more than actual skills. As in one interview, even Jitu Bhaiya, the Jitendra Kumar from Kota Factory, also said that initially he was from IIT, so he got a job into a technical field. It was a good paying job, but after 2 months, he was forced to resign that because he was not capable of. Just he was having the tag, that's why he got the job. So does IIT IIM tags matter for the?
I'm see getting into IIT or IIM is itself difficult. We cannot underestimate their skills, their capability, their ability, right? They have to clear all such kind of exams and only then they reach on to that level. Means they must be having something, only then they are there. And hence companies used to prefer such kind of IITs or IIMs to hire people because they know like they have reached on to this level. But again, that always helps in getting your first job. Initial break you can easily get it, but then to sustain into this industry for long term, again this comes what I have just told you. Keep learning things, you have to get adjusted in the kind of environment in which you are. All the companies are good, whether it is promote owner driven company or a professionally managed company. Every company is having some pros and cons. It's on to you, how do you get adapted to the environment of company. There are many people those who used to tell us no, this is typical that kind of company, I don't want to go. But then there are many people those who have been working there since 10 years, 15 years as well. It all depends on you.
Correct.
So I used to like tell like phrase to everyone: if you fall in water, if you don't know how to swim, then you are done, right? But if you know how to swim, then you can easily like swim around and you can enjoy.
Correct. A good LinkedIn profile is more important than having a degree today.
It's not so having a degree today, and I mean, but like your LinkedIn profile up to this is time of like just market your things. So of course, like how you will sell yourself. If you should have good content on your whatever you have done, and of course like everything you should put on LinkedIn, whatever you have been doing, that showcase like this, yes, you have this kind of capability and all that, and that really helps.
Should uploading certificates that are, I will not say that it is cheated, it is acquired by cheating, but doing certificates and uploading it, just uploading 10, 20 certificates that are not relevant to what field you want to, are that important?
It helps you in getting an interview call.
Okay.
It doesn't help you in getting a job. Because the person who will be taking your interview is smarter than you. He is having more experience than you.
Correct.
While he would be talking to you, he'll be able to understand whether these are forged one or actually you have done it. You cannot make that person fool. So at the time of interview, like I mean, you can, wherein you are being assessed, everything like will be on table.
Colleges don't teach anything useful for real job markets, or maybe we can say up to the mark.
So in fact, like now colleges have started including extracurricular activities as well and few extra things as well, which are really helpful in getting a good job, because ultimately colleges are also in tremendous pressure to place their candidate, and this is how like they used to attract more candidates as well in their company, that they have to show that our students, those who are studying here or have studied here, are getting good placements, right? So in any ways, like they have to add all these kind of additional things. So it's not so, but in ultimately like it all depends on particular person, that how that particular student is learning things, how is he adapting things, how he is taking knowledge from other things as well, right? So all these professors, all due respect to them, like they have been putting their best effort. They are like, you know, I mean, giving all this knowledge, whatever they are having. They never tell no to anyone, but it all depends on particular student, like, you know. And there's the reason, like, you know, if you see, if you have a 50 students in a class, there are few those who, I mean, get a very good job, those who are few, those who can't, right? So we cannot blame a college or professor that because of this person, I mean, because there are many students, like, you know, those who go in some other field, those who don't enjoy study as well. So of course colleges are nowadays, like, you know, adopting all these new kind of things as well. And if they have to sustain, then of course they will have to include all these kind of things.
Okay, sir. So by this, we are done with the questions. Any concluding point you want to say to the audience that are watching currently?
No, I think, like, you know, most of the things I have already covered it, and just told you, like, you know, would like to reiterate the same kind of things. Like, you know, if you are going for interview as a fresher, then of course you must be having fair understanding in which company you are applying. You should study about the company. You should study the job description, that yes, this is the role and responsibilities, and you have to prepare yourself accordingly. You must be presentable. You must be able to express things. You must be able to tell them that yes, this is what I am expert into. And most important thing, if you have 10 candidates, everyone would be technically sound, if at all they have read on to a second level or third level. But then interviewer sees the kind of value addition what you can give, and what apart from these technical things, what else you can bring to the table if we hire you. That is very important, so you must be ready for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this.